Life is full of unique moments, like the first time you hold your newborn baby in your arms. You have many important decisions to make throughout their life, and one to make before they are even born: whether to store their umbilical cord blood and cord tissue. Future Health Biobank, helping you to protect your family's future health. To find out more, please contact us.
Future Health Biobank, proud sponsors of How To. Prepare for your baby's arrival.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of How to Prepare for Your Baby's Arrival. In today's episode, we'll be hearing more about labour, the health of your newborn and products that you may need when taking your baby out and about. Newborn babies can be very demanding and meeting their needs often stressful. One recent survey reveals that on average, parents lose around 2 months of sleep in the first year of their baby's life. We'll be finding out more about common ailments and some must-have baby products. But firstly, we're here with Sue Mountford, our guest midwife, who tells us more about assisted deliveries.
A caesarean section is an operation to deliver the baby. It happens when we're concerned about the mother or the baby through labour, and it can happen at any stage in labour or even before labour's even begun. A lady can request a caesarean section. The recommendations by the NICE guidelines recently, and NICE is National Institute for Clinical Excellence, has stated that any lady can request a caesarean section if she wants to. However, it's a major operation and it's not something that is done or considered as routine. She is well within her rights to request a caesarean section, but not every consultant would necessarily agree to it. And if that was the case, then the midwife would have arranged for her to see a consultant who was more au fait with doing caesarean sections for that reason. A caesarean section is a major operation, and it takes the ladies at least 6 weeks to recover from. They are in a lot more pain because of the cut on their abdomen, and they have to have far more analgesia than a routine normal delivery does. Caesarean sections that are done cold, i.e. they're not in labour, then we can actually prepare for the mother to have a caesarean section, and we can prepare her for what to expect. But the ladies who are in labour and end up with a caesarean section, if they haven't, they often have to have an epidural to relieve the pain, and an epidural in itself doesn't go without risks.
We recently met Bjorn and Lillemor Jakobsen, founders of Baby Bjorn, who tell us more about their baby carriers and travel cots.
I love babies. I love especially the small babies. I think they are fantastic, and it's an honor to have had the opportunity to work with babies all my life and see to that we make secure products. That is naturally one of my main goals for the company.
I am an artist, and I am married with Björn, Baby Björn's name, and I'm working with design, and I do the colors for all products, and I'm working with the fabrics for our Baby Björn baby carriers, and I have done that in at least 40 years.
We started with a bouncing cradle, and we sold it a lot in England in 1965, and since then we launched the carrier, and that has naturally become a revolution to all Europe, because we were the first company really selling that efficiently in Germany, in England and other markets.
Baby Björn has been in the UK since the mid-60s. We are perhaps mostly known for our baby carriers, but we carry a wide range of other products, including bouncers, high chairs, travel cots, potties and so on.
I always thought about the fathers, that it was so important for the father to feed the newborn baby in the carrier. It's a very natural way to have a contact with a small baby.
We are so proud today, my wife and me, when we go around in the world and see fathers carrying their babies in carriers, and the fathers look so happy and proud of the child.
If you need to take your baby's temperature, infrared thermometers are precise, hygienic and quick to use. We recently spoke to Tecnimed, manufacturers of thermofocus, who tell us more.
Tecnimed is an Italian company which has been formed in 1976 and specializes in electronic and electromedical equipment. We always aim at producing the most innovative and intelligent products possible. Well, the main product is a thermometer called a thermofocus or visofocus, according to the different version of it. Thermofocus is the most innovative thermometer that can work at the distance and on the forehead, and it has been developed when all other companies were producing ear thermometers. The first patent which covered thermofocus is dating back to 1996, and so we had no competitors, and we had all the time to develop the most efficient, effective systems to take the measurement on the forehead and at a distance. So yeah, we had all the time to develop the best possible solution, and which is the reason why thermofocus was and still is the most innovative thermometers in the world. Well, there are several reasons why it is more comfortable and convenient to take the measurement on the forehead. The first reason relates to, the easiness to which you can reach the forehead rather than other part of the body, for instance the ear. Measurements taken in the ear are not that easy to get, because you are supposed to get the temperature of the tympan, but the tympan is at the end of, at the really bottom of the ear, and it's difficult to reach, so it can be even painful for somebody to get the measurement there. And moreover, measurement in the ear can be influenced by the presence of wax or inflammation that you cannot know about them, but they might be there and they might influence the measurement. While the forehead is just there, so it's easily reachable. And moreover, the forehead is the only part of the body close to the brain, not covered by the hair. And the brain is the most important organs of the body and the one which can get more damaged by a high temperature. So it is extremely important to know the temperature there. Also because the head is the region where the temperature comes first and goes down first.
The fact that the device is non-touch makes it much easier to take the object temperature, especially in children and young babies, where all invasive techniques are very difficult to obtain an accurate temperature. The temperature takes less than 1 second, so it's just a case of getting the product to shine in the correct place. It's very easy, and you can make it a game with the child, if you like.
They don't have to be collaborative, so even if they are just a baby just playing, you just go there and in just a few seconds you will know her or his temperature. So yeah, it's really, really comfortable both for children and both for parents, which do not have to spend hours trying to get their baby's temperature.
A non-invasive device is streets above the rest, I believe. It's very difficult. I know from personal experience that trying to take an ear temperature is extremely difficult. And in a baby, to try and take a temperature where you have to put something under the tongue is near on impossible. And you will get false readings most of the time. The ThermoFocus has 3 buttons. It has one button which is a memory button which will record the last 9 temperatures. The second button is a picture of a house, which referred to as the home button. This will take a temperature of any object, solid or liquid object. And then the third button, which actually takes the person's temperature. It's very simple. It's got a protective cap on, which is simply a flick open. Then using the first button to take your temperature of the person, you would just then shine this at the object. You'll see that you have 2 lights. The correct distance away is when you've got one light rather than 2. As you can see, that's too close. That's too far away. This is perfect. It'll give you the temperature on the screen, and when you release the button, it will hold the temperature there for you to read. The memory button is very useful for comparing temperatures. People don't often, certainly in a domestic setting, will not record the previous temperatures. Therefore, by having a memory button, you can refer and you can see whether the temperature you took previous or 5 times ago is similar to that of the temperature you're receiving now. You can tell whether you've gone up by 1 or 2.1 or 2 degrees, or in the other direction gone down by 1 or 2 degrees.
Technimed protect all of its inventions by applying a number of patents all over, which are, effective all over the world. And every year Technimed is investing large part of its incomes in developing new technologies.
The VideoFocus is exactly the same concept. It has the same buttons on it, has a memory. All the devices have a backlight. So for example, if you're taking your baby's temperature in the middle of the night in their bedroom, you don't want to wake them, you can easily see the temperature. Apart from that, the VideoFocus will actually shine a light onto the object that you're taking the temperature of and actually give you that temperature. So it will display the temperature. Rather than a dot with the ThermoFocus, the VideoFocus will display the actual temperature. Much like the other device, you use the same 2 buttons if you're taking an object temperature or you're taking a person's temperature. You just depress one or either of the buttons. By depressing the button, you will see that rather than having 2 dots, you now actually have a figure. When you get to the correct distance, the temperature is enclosed within the 2 brackets. And this is, you will see, if I go too close, the brackets move off to the side. If I'm too far away, they move off to the side. So it's exactly the same technique, apart from when you reach the correct distance, the temperature's enclosed within the 2 brackets.
We'll be back after the break to find out more. Don't go away.
Life is full of unique moments, like the first time you hold your newborn baby in your arms. You have many important decisions to make throughout their life, and one to make before they are even born: whether to store their umbilical cord blood and cord tissue. Future Health Biobank, helping you to protect your family's future health. To find out more, please contact us.
Baby Beyond's resounding success across the world cements the brand as the leading producer of high-quality baby products. Through their continued work with designers and pediatricians, they continue to deliver safe, stylish and practical products which make thousands of families' lives easier. Today, Baby Beyond is present in over 50 countries, and over 30 million babies have enjoyed being carried safely and happily in Baby Beyond baby carriers.
Take your baby's temperature with the revolutionary VideoFocus. Just hold VideoFocus close to the middle of the forehead until the temperature value is positioned exactly between the brackets, directly on the forehead without touching or bothering your baby. VideoFocus, temperature at first sight. Use your thermometer also to take the temperature of the feeding bottle, the soup, the water of the bath, etc. VideoFocus and ThermoFocus, non-contact thermometers, quick and simple to use.
Welcome back to part 2. We'll be hearing more from our guest midwife shortly, but in the meantime, we return to Baby Beyond to find out more.
One thing that is important to keep in mind is that you need quite a lot of things when you travel with your baby, and Baby Björn's product range is very well equipped for traveling. Our product is easy to assemble, they don't take up a lot of space. A product like the baby carrier is absolutely perfect. You can carry your newborn child close to you, and you don't have to worry about the hassle of a stroller or something that is bulky. Another great product that we have is our travel cot, which you can bring with you to hotels and so on. And that's important for the child because then they can sleep in an environment that they recognize and know.
There are many criteria we have to fulfill for when we start to design a new product. I make a list that long. First of all, it has to fulfill a purpose that is make it easier for the parents and better for the baby. It's otherwise we never start making a product, and that's why Baby Björn just have 20 products. And secondly, naturally, it has to be safe.
I'm now going to show you how to put on our newest baby carrier, the Baby Björn Baby Carrier Miracle. You put it on like you put on a vest, like this. Click in these buckles. Now you have it in a position to actually get your child into the carrier. Like this, and then you have these things to make sure that the head stays securely in place. So now you have the child in a perfect position because you're able to monitor the child's breathing. They can feel your heartbeat and your voice, and you get a very good bonding experience. And as you know, children grow quickly, and this small little child is soon going to be much bigger and much heavier, and that can put some stress on your shoulders. But what we have with this new Miracle Carrier is that we have incorporated a waist belt to remove pressure from the shoulders and put it onto your hips. Now we have the child facing forward. The child is securely resting on your chest. You can explain the world, and you can explain what you're seeing together with the child. And many children, when they become older, they want to see what is happening in the world, and this is a wonderful way to explore the world together with your child. With the Baby Björn Baby Carrier Miracle, you're able to carry your child from when they are newborn, as long as they are 3.5 kilos or 8 pounds, all the way up until they are approximately 15 months. And by that time, many children are already walking. And you have the option to face the child forward, if that is what your child wants to, after their neck is strong enough to support the head.
I think it's very, very important to carry your baby very near, the small newborn baby, very near your body, and that has been very good for the fathers. That is the most important thing that we have seen under our life.
Well, another extremely interesting things about thermofocus and visofocus is that you can use them not only to take the temperature of people, but also to take the temperature of objects. So for instance, within a family, you can use it to take the temperature of food or drink.
It can also be used to take temperatures of a formula or a baby food, or even the bath water. People are very unaware sometimes of the correct temperature of bath water. It should be at body temperature and no higher, and we often run the water far too hot. So it can be used, even clear fluids it can take a temperature of. It's pretty maintenance free. It just runs on 4 AAA batteries that will last you on average 3 years or 10,000 measurements. Apart from that, it's completely maintenance free. You can buy the batteries from any normal battery from any shop.
Both Thermofocus and VisiFocus has been developed at the beginning, especially for children, because as we said, it's not invasive at all. It's extremely comfortable and hygienic. But exactly for these same reasons, it is perfect to be used in hospitals as well. It doesn't need to be cleaned. It doesn't need any hygienic cover, disposable cover, which are really expensive at the end, especially for hospitals, which have to use hundreds of them every day. Especially the fact that it can take a temperature without touching the body, the possibility of disease to be spread are extremely reduced because you just do not touch the body.
In a professional environment, the product is very popular. First of all, the reason why it's so popular, apart from it being completely non-invasive and they're excellent for preventing cross-infection, it also is a great cost-saving device as well, because all the other devices out there in the market require consumables because they all have to be inserted into an orifice. This product, being non-touch, is actually you take the temperature from a distance. Therefore, all that you need to do is wipe down the product after use. We can't say that there is a normal temperature because it depends on what you've been doing in the environment that you're currently in. However, as a rule, we say that a normal temperature is between 36 and 37 degrees for a healthy adult. It's very important to have a record of your baby's temperature. And this is where the Thermofocus and VisiFocus come into their own because of the memory button. It gives you a quick and easy reference. But let's not forget that if the baby's temperature ever does rise above 38 degrees, then you should consult a medical practitioner as soon as possible.
Thermofocus is now sold in almost all European countries, in most of the Asian and the Middle East countries, and then in the USA, in Canada, in Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and many other countries in the world.
Currently in the UK, the Thermofocus is available exclusively on the internet and via a few independent pharmacies. However, in the future, it will be available on every high street.
What are the most common problems during childbirth?
Some of the frequent problems during childbirth are backache, major backache, if the baby is actually in the wrong position inside and in what we call an occipito-posterior position, so the baby is actually back to back, then the mother will suffer a lot of backache. This can be alleviated by labouring in water. It can also be alleviated by a massage, so that's what the husband or partner is there for. Some other problems are if she's being monitored, the baby may show signs of fetal distress, which we can pick up on the monitor. She may also become distressed herself by not being able to cope with the pain, and that's one of the reasons why a midwife is very important, because she can recognise when this is happening and actually advise further pain relief if she feels that the pain relief the mother is having is not adequate. She may bleed before the baby is born, during the baby is born, or heavily after the baby is born. And that's one of the things that we are there to recognise, one of the problems we're there to recognise.
Be a lot together with your baby and have your baby close to you when it is not asleep. You should never wake a baby which is asleep, but I mean, when the baby wants to have your contact, you should have it. But I mean, it's the most lovely time in life. I think so fantastic it is.
The baby carriers, obviously it's great for being outdoors and when you walk around, but personally as a father I used it a lot at home, and it gave me this natural bonding with my child. The mother always have the breastfeeding and that natural closeness. As a father you don't have that, so I think the baby carrier is an excellent device for getting this natural bonding, and I thought it was just a wonderful experience.
Happy baby, happy parents, happy parents, happy baby.
If you're a new parent, when you bring your baby home from the hospital for the first time, this is a very nerve-wracking experience. Don't worry, most things are normal. The baby's immune system is developing all of the time. It's not unusual for a child to have sniffles or coughs and colds. It's nothing to worry about. As long as you keep an eye on their temperature and their general well-being, then everything will be fine. But let's not forget, if you are at all worried in any way, never hold back on consulting your general practitioner.
My advice to parents when they're pregnant, when they find out that they're expecting a baby, is to read as much as they can, ask as many questions as they can, and to eat properly, stay healthy, stay fit, and access the midwifery staff if they need any questions answered.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. We'll be back at the same time next week with some more top tips. See you then.